Yeah, old school. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, this ain't for everybody. Some of y'all need to hear this. I know you're in the trenches fighting, but check it out. I'm gonna put it down like this so I can help the saints understand. Everything you're going through is all part of the master plan. Or what? You thought cause you got saved everything was gonna be peaches and cream? You better wake up, son. Don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. Faith without works is dead. Read your Bible, you know what it says. He who don't work don't eat. Slackers don't get fed. Yeah, Jesus said he who puts his hands to the plow looks back the same ain't fit. Some of y'all ain't been in the trenches 5 minutes and you about ready to quit. I ain't mad at ya, I'm just hitting you with the real. If you died for me and I was still tripping, now how you think that make you feel? Check this out, deep game, this here's deep. Some of y'all ain't sawing nothing but you started trying to reach. But unto him who is able to possess your fathers by his glory. Struggles might be part of your testimony, but it ain't the end of the story. Now the point is this was prophesied way back in the day. Choir, sing your hook right here and see if the church can relate.
I know we can make it.
Yeah, good day, everybody. We're going to pump the brakes right there. I just thought I'd start off a little bit of the show with giving Big Boy upstairs his props because, you know, it's my belief. May not be yours, but I hope it is. You know, with his help, we can work everything out, you know. This is Can a Player Play, and I am your host, Lamont Patterson, and we have a great show, as usual, lined up for you. You know, something that's going to help get your life together. And we also going to give respect to the mothers around the world today because we know today that's their day. But you could already tell that because if you drive down the street, you see all the balloons and all the flowers and all that kind of good stuff. But I'm just wondering, when it come around to Father's Day, we see a couple little tents and stuff, and you might can get a free Obama phone or something if you're old enough. But we're going to have to work on that for the fathers. But today, anyway, we got Mr. Glenn Ackerman is going to be joining us. Let me see if he's in the building. Mr. Ackerman,
I am here, Lamont. I am here.
How you doing, sir?
Doing
Welcome
great.
to the
Love
show.
that opening. Loved it.
Yeah, man. I don't know which part, the Father's Day part or the Mother's Day part. Or the
all of
other
it,
part.
especially that first song reminded me of the Pointer Sisters. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
you know, we had to.
I know that's all.
Back. Yes, sir.
Oh,
well, today, ladies and
it.
gentlemen, we got Mr. Glenn Ackerman who's going to be joining us, and we're going to walk through a little bit of his life. Glenn, if I could have a brief moment to read a little bit of your information to our listeners.
Sure.
Mr. Ackerman has an interesting journey. Originally a trained musician, and I know everybody felt that when he commented on the music because he knows stuff. Originally a trained musician, Glenn has had big plans setting the music world on fire, but growing up, he watched his mother suffer from physical and emotional pain that a doctor could find no cause for. He began a relentless search and understanding from a healing method could help his mother release her pain. On that journey for many years, Glenn realized he had his own issues with anxiety, fears, and panic attacks. In addition to helping his mother, he wanted to heal himself. He learned and applied many different methods in his search for wholeness, from traditional counseling and talk therapy to reading books, taking seminars, doing trainings to more out there methods like firewalking, sweat lodges, vision quests, group dynamics, and NLP, and many various healing methods. And Glenn, I'm going to stop it right there, and I'm going to let you fill in all the rest of the blanks because I get old and it seems like the words just slap inside my head.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, basically the message there is, you know, I had some energies or some feelings inside me that I grew up in a, you know, it's funny it's Mother's Day because I grew up in a very loving household, but it was also like World War III in there. A lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, a lot of fighting. And when you're young and you see your parents doing that, it has an effect on you. So it wasn't a safe place for me to grow up, even though I love my mom and my dad. It just made me feel like I had to get out of there. So I left home at 17 to try to make my way. And even though I thought I'd left all that turmoil behind, that turmoil didn't leave me. And I found myself still dealing with issues of fear, anxiety, worry, dark thoughts. And I went into the personal development industry to see if I could fix myself. I tried everything that I could think of, you name it, from traditional counseling and therapy to walking on fire to breaking boards with my hand to sweat lodges to you name it. And even though I got a little bit better, I still didn't really remove the inner turmoil that I was dealing with. And it wasn't until I really discovered energy awareness, energy medicine, energy psychology that I was able to make a huge breakthrough. And after 20 years of trying to clear out all that internal junk that was holding me down, that I realized that I wasn't the only one, that all of us have issues and stuff that's holding us down, and we don't know how to deal with it. And I didn't know how to deal with it until I moved into the wonderful world of energy and energy awareness.
So, question here. When you speak of inner turmoil, can you give our listeners a little example of what you're speaking of exactly? So,
sure. Thoughts in my head saying things aren't going to work out. I'm not worthy. It's terrible. Might as well just give up. All that negative voice inside your head that just kind of beats you up all the time, and it creates emotions of fear of what's going to happen tomorrow, or am I safe, or maybe I should be worried about this. Better not get out of my comfort zone, or else something could happen. All of this distressing, negative, what I call low vibration energy that so many of us carry around that blocks us from being happy and joyful and productive all the time. And this is the battle that I was fighting. And I thought I was alone, Lamont. I thought, gee, everybody else seems so normal, and I'm the only guy who's dealing with negative thoughts, negative emotions, and don't know how to deal with them. And that was the journey for a long time.
It seems like a lot of people carry that same thing around and don't realize it, because you kind of wonder how come some people just walk around and seem like they're in a funk every day. They're never happy. They're never up. They're never positive, no matter what. And they don't understand the reason.
Right.
Know the reason.
And even if you do know the reason, unless you recognize it for what it is, which is an energy, it continues. And that's why I think, when we're young, we get out of high school, we think, we're going to set the world on fire, go to college or go get jobs or go get married, go have kids. And by around 40, 50, you realize, hey, things aren't working out the way I thought they were going to work out. I thought I was going to have more money or more happiness or be in a better place. Shakespeare said it right. He said most people are walking around living lives of quiet desperation. And that desperation is an energy, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. It's the energy inside us that rules our lives, and it decides whether we're going to be happy and joyful and have the life that we want, or whether we're going to struggle and suffer and just claw our way through lives. And I didn't know that we had a choice, but I'm here to tell you we do have a choice.
Okay, well, let us have it. Exactly what is energy and how does it work?
Okay, so in my quest to try to alleviate this stuff, I didn't know what to call it. These thoughts and these emotions. I recognized I had a few teachers along the way that taught me about energy medicine, energy psychology, and I began to realize I put it all together and recognized that my 7th grade teacher taught us that everything in this world is energy, and that we live in an energetic world, and that even one of the greatest scientists of modern day, Nikola Tesla, said if you really want to figure out the secrets and the mysteries of life, then you'll start to look at things in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So as all of this started coming together, I recognized that everything that we're doing in this life is an energetic exchange. We're having one right now. When you work, you're having an energetic exchange. When you're with family or loved ones, you're having an energetic exchange. When you're trying to take care of your health, it's an energetic exchange. And these energetic exchanges can go in one of two directions. They can go into the direction that makes us happy, that gives us joy, that builds us up and is good for us, or it can take in a direction that causes us fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, and is bad for us and is bad for our immune system. So as I was putting this all together, I recognized that we are being influenced every day by hidden energies inside us, by our programs, by our beliefs, by literally directions of energy, by our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and behaviors. And these energies have a power, they have a purpose, they have a direction, and they give off information. And this was kind of like the missing link, so to speak, Lamont, about trying to figure life out, because so much of life, it seems, is a mystery. Why does this happen to us? How did that happen? Why did I fall into this trap? How did I get involved with this person? And there's a lot of regret and a lot of dead ends we fall in. Well, if you become energetically aware and you start to recognize how the energies work, and that everything that we're dealing with, whether it's a person, an activity, a place, or a thing, contains energy that gives you information and a direction, you're able to see things that most people can't see, and you're able to have information most people don't have. It opens up your ability to see the real reality of life. And that's the power of energy awareness training, to be able to see things, make decisions, and to be able to recognize what's good for you before you do it, not after you do it, right? Everybody,
right,
is a wise man after you make a mistake, and you act in haste and you repent in leisure. But energy awareness training is about making the right decision before you do it, not after. And I think that's a good perspective of how things work.
As most people say after the fact, I knew I shouldn't have did that.
Exactly. Now, for example, you get into a relationship. I know this never happened to you, but maybe a few people who are listening happen. And you meet someone, and you think, gee, they're great, and it sounds good, and it feels good. So you get involved, and then you're doing your thing for a while, and all of a sudden the thing shifts, and they change, or you change, or the relationship changes, and then it becomes one of pleasure becomes pain, where happiness becomes sorrow, and then the thing breaks up, and you're a basket case, and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, if I'd only known then what I know now, I never would have done that, right? You said that. And my question is, well, why didn't you know that? Why didn't you know that? Or how about this one? You said, you know what, there was a voice inside me that said, don't get involved with this thing, but I didn't listen to it. Now, why didn't you listen to it? You didn't listen to it because you weren't aware of which energies inside you, are good for you or not good for you, or how to recognize how they communicate. You see, when I'm talking about energy, it's kind of like the iceberg metaphor. You've got 10% above the water, 90% below the water. And the Titanic wasn't sunk by the 10% it could see. It was sunk by the 90% that it couldn't see. So I have a saying that says, that which we can see, we can control, but that which we can't see controls us. And this is the missing link of why it's so hard to change. All of us want to change. We're here, and we want to be there. And we make strides towards what we want, but then we take 3 steps forward, 4 steps back. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It's almost like there's a force that's pulling us back. And that force, there is a force. And it's the energy systems that are operating inside us. And if you know how they work, and that's the purpose of my work, is to reveal to people how these things work. You can make big strides and make changes and overcome issues that have been plaguing you for decades, and make rapid changes. And that's what happened to me. I was able to clear out, all that stuff I've been carrying around for decades, and now I help other people do the same.
Question, Glenn. I know this might be off to the left, because I know once people figure out what energy is, and I guess that's my question, Is there such thing just pure energy, or is there a positive energy and also a negative energy, and we direct those?
Well, that's a great question. Energy itself is neutral, but there are influencers that influence the energies. So for example, at the beginning of the year, everybody wants to lose weight or get on a diet, or start working out, etc. So that the energies show up as thoughts, feelings, emotions, desires, and they have a direction. So you have one energy inside you that says, yeah, I want to lose weight. I want to have a better life. I want to do more and have more and be more this year. Well, that's what I call a high vibration energy. A high vibration energy is a positive, happy, joyful, abundant energies that are meant to enhance us and help us have a good life. Now, so when you make the decision and you're in an energy direction for a few weeks, you're on your diet or you're working out or you're hitting the gym, but it's not long before a week or two or three, there's another energy that surfaces. And that's the energy that wants to block you from doing what you originally planned to do. So you notice the energy comes up that says, oh, I don't want to work out today. Oh, I'm going to cheat on my diet. Oh, I'll do it. I'll get back to it tomorrow. So there's an energy that wants to sabotage and pull us out of what we want. So we have an internal tug of war inside us. And, Abraham Lincoln said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And this is why there's so much frustration in living, because we've got these energies inside us that are pulling us in different directions, and we don't move anywhere because one wants us to move and one wants us to stay. So it's the influence, I think, that's important, and to recognize that there's two directions that we're being pulled in, and the directions that are good for us seem natural, but the ones that aren't good for us are very sly and very sneaky, and they operate in ways that, as I mentioned, are hidden and we're not aware of it. But we can certainly see the results of that in that the low vibration energy takes us to the place where we don't want to be, and we feel stuck. So if you've got any kind of anxiety or stuckness, or you're frustrated or you're not where you want to be, that's an example of being in a low frequency energy vibe. And the good news is that can be shifted once you become energetically aware and trained.
One of my astute Asian friends told me that we have too many minds, which means we have one mind telling us, giving us the positive vibration, and then we got another a mind pulling us the other direction.
This is true, but actually we have one mind, but we have a lot of energies trying to influence that mind. And all of us, I mentioned to my students, I teach energy awareness training. I do a one-on-one coaching for people. We do online classes, and I have a YouTube channel, all this stuff to get the message out that we are energetic beings and that we send energy every day and we receive energy every day. So being energetically aware is fundamental to being happy in this world, because there are energies like you mentioned that are good for us, that want to take us in a happy, positive direction, and there are energies that want to block that and sabotage us and keep us stuck. And unfortunately, the energies that want to keep us stuck or that aren't good for us, they're very sneaky and they operate below our ability to see them. So it isn't until you study how they work that you can recognize the traps, the booby traps that we fall in. As I mentioned in the example before, sometimes things look good, but they turn out not to be good. Well, if you were energetically aware, you would have been able to see the frequency, the direction, and the information that's giving you, whether it's relationships, whether it's business, whether it's investments, whether it's managing your kids, or just basically managing your health. Whatever part of life you're dealing with energy. And when you're aware of how the energy works, you have a decided advantage over those who don't.
And that's what you consider, those are what you consider the hidden energies?
The hidden energies. For example, a lot of people ask me, do we have free will? Well, we have free will in the ability to the degree that we can see the hidden energies that block us, or not see them, is the degree that we're free. Because what is our energy? Our energy is made up of so many things, but a lot of it is made up of what our parents taught us. Right or wrong, they taught us their beliefs about the world and the way they think things should be. And then we were influenced by our ancestors, heredity, passed down emotions and traits and issues. And that's detailed in the science of epigenetics that's just come on the scene, promoted by Dr. Bruce Lipton, who does a lot of great work in that field. And then we're also influenced by the experiences that we've had in childhood, in the womb, childhood, adolescence, and especially the emotional upsets or the traumas that we've been through. That affects us greatly. In fact, the new science of energy medicine talks about how the upsets and the traumas that we went through as kids or adolescents or even teenagers has a way of sticking with us and continuing to influence our thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. So, for example, when I was 3 years old, I got lost in the shopping center. My parents lost me somehow, and for a couple hours I was walking around. I was scared to death, and the security officer found me.
I'm kind of laughing. It kind of seems like we all kind of went through that getting lost in the shopping mall.
Yeah,
that's some scary stuff.
Yeah, it sure is. And then there was. I thought, okay, they bought me an ice cream, and I thought everything was okay. But then I started to notice that I never wanted to go anywhere near a shopping center. That every time my parents say, hey, let's go to the shopping center, I go, no, thanks. Or kids wanted to go to the mall, no, thanks. And I was avoiding the shopping centers, and I didn't know really why. It's just that when everybody mentioned it, I didn't want it until I traced the energy that was still affecting me, that was implanted that one traumatic moment when I thought I was lost. And so what's a trauma or a negative emotional issue? It's something that happens to you which you're overwhelmed. You don't know how to deal with it, but your safety is threatened. So that could be, kids beating you up on the playground, or the teacher making fun of you, or suffering some abuse from the hands of a relative. These things stay in us, and they continue to influence us whether we like it or not. And when we go through intense emotions or intense trauma, it continues to affect us. That's why you see now, with all the people who were sexually abused when they were kids, they're 40 and 50 years old now, and they're still at the effect of it, because it's an energy that creates long-term influence. Same with the soldiers coming back. You have soldiers coming back who are suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome or PTSD. Now, why are they still upset when they hear, an exhaust pipe go up or around crowds? Because that energy it was influenced and attached to them, and it's still running them. And until the energy leaves, I have a saying that says nothing changes until energy moves. And that's the key to what I do, Lamont, moving the old low vibration energy out and moving the new high vibration energy in. And that creates miracles in people's lives.
It seemed like that would be a hard. It seemed like that would be a hard task, Glenn, because listening to you, it seems like we're all a product of our environment, and that transcends to the energy.
Well, that influences us too.
Right.
Sure. It all influences us. Yes.
And then bring it up to, all the outside, influences with the television and all this other stuff that helps create anxiety, stress, and depression. So.
Yes. Now the good news about that one is that the point I want to make is that people go, I'm depressed. And a lot of people suffer from depression, which means they're down, their thoughts are low vibration or negative, their emotions are low vibration, depression is an energy that if you know how to run your energy, you dissolve the components that make you depressed. For example, a thought creates a feeling creates an emotion, and an emotion creates a behavior, and a behavior creates a life. So when you're aware that these energies are affecting you, you're going to change your thoughts, you're going to change your emotions, you're going to change the energy around that so that you can dissolve and release the depression and move into a high vibration energy. And that's one thing I did. I used to suffer from that greatly. You know, I get these depressive moods, and I wouldn't want to do anything. I don't want to stay in the house. I don't want to talk to anybody. Well, that's an energy field that if you continue in that energy field, is going to make you feel worse. But if you move the energy out, you can dissolve the depression and move into happiness. And I'm happy to say I work with a lot of students and clients who used to suffer from anxiety and depression are now doing great and completely on top of it.
You know, it's amazing that so many people don't even realize that they're suffering from that.
Yeah.
They have all the excuses, you know, like I'm having problems finding a better job. You know, I'm having problems with my relationship. I'm having problems working this out, but they don't even get the fact that they come across so negative and depressed. It's like nobody even want to be around that.
Well, I was saying this that nails that, and it goes like this. Energy doesn't come to, light doesn't come to us. Light comes from us. And that's the liberating concept. Light doesn't come to us, it comes from us. So what we see out in the physical world is really the energy inside us. So if I've got anxiety and depression inside me, then I'm going to create anxiety, depression in my world because it's the law of attraction, the law of vibration. What you're feeling inside creates your outside. So if I'm having happiness, nurturing happiness, high vibrational energy inside me, I'm going to create that on the outside. So this is how you can take back your life, and that's what I love to do. I take people from being victims to victors in their life, from being reactive to the stuff that has happened to them to being proactive and going after the life they want and releasing the blocks and the barriers that keep you from having your great life. So anybody on the line here, if you're going through some anxiety and stress and some down times, believe me, you don't have to. Suffering is absolutely optional when you're energetically aware and energetically trained. And that's the great news that I want to shout from the rooftops.
Well, fantastic. Well, Glenn, we'll tell our listeners why is it so difficult for people to change?
Good question. It's difficult to change because of the iceberg analogy I gave you. You've got 10%, and you think, oh, I'm going to make this change. Like the guy who wanted to work out and lose weight and go to the gym. Well, that's just 10% that wants that. But when he kicks into the 90%, as he will, which is the resistance, the stuckness, the belief that I can't do it, or the old habits and the old disciplines that haven't been are showing up again. If you're not energetically aware, these old sabotage energies that we carry will start to dominate, and that's why, you know, in the personal development field, you know, what we do is, this is what I do. I figure, well, okay, I'll get the next book or the next seminar or the next teacher or the next a sweat lodge or the next walking on fire, whatever it is, thinking that that's going to heal or cure me, and it doesn't. So what do? You go to the next book, and you go to the next thing and the next thing. And I'm here to tell you that nothing changes until energy moves. And this is the fundamental message. When you become energetically aware, you start to recognize, I got some energy, I got some patterns. See, the energy shows up in patterns. So if you have a pattern or an issue, let's say in relationships, you can't seem to find love. Over and over again, you've been disappointed. Or making money. No matter what you do, you just can't seem to break through. Or health. You got a health challenge, but there's always some kind of sickness going on, God forbid. That's an energy, a hidden energy that's running you. So you've got to identify and get those energies out. And once you work the energy, then the conditions clear. It's energy first, and then conditions clear. And most people go the opposite way. Well, I'm going to clear the condition, and that'll change my energy, but it rarely does.
That's heavy right there. As you kind of touched on the other question we had here for you, how to overcome your personal issues in money, health, and relationships, and that's a big one because most of the entrepreneurs I know deal with those issues on a daily.
Yeah, and they're all tied in with each other. They're all tied in. If there's a feeling of stuckness at work, there may be a feeling of stuckness in relationship. Or if there's a health challenge, it could move over into relationships, etc. So the way we do this, it's like if somebody asks me, I want to get in shape. Well, I can tell them what to do. I can't get them in shape in one conversation. It's a process that takes place, and that's what energy awareness training is. It's a process where you learn how to take back your energy instead of letting this negativity or the low vibration energies influence you and beat you up and turn you into a piñata. You take your energy back and you say, no longer am I going to be dealing with these negative thoughts, emotions, and feelings. I'm going to use energetic tools to release that and put me into a high vibration energy field, which will open up new worlds of possibility in every area. And I'm here to tell everyone that whatever's going on in your life, you can expand it tremendously. You can turn any kind of situation, any issue, or any battle that you're fighting, you can turn it over because the essence of it is energy. It's 90% energy and 10% willpower. So you change your energy, you change your life. You master your energy, you master your life.
So where do people start? Once they recognize the problem, what is the first thing they should do?
Well, the first thing I recommend people is to become energetically aware. And what I do with my beginning students is I teach them how the energies work. I give you a real quick synopsis here on this call, but it takes a lot more review to first of all learn how these hidden energies work, both internally and externally. And then as you learn how they work, you can begin to see them inside you. You can begin to see the source of your stress or the source of your fear or the source of your anxiety. And then in my training, I teach you how to neutralize, first of all, to identify the low vibration energy, and then to neutralize them so that you're able to clear and cleanse the energy through different exercises and modalities that I teach, and to be able to take back being a victim of these energies and being a victim of life, and to start creating your life energetically. I teach what I call an energetic exercise platform that I have everybody do, all my students do every day, so that you don't leave the house before you clean any kind of worry, doubt, fear, stress, and you put yourself into a high vibration energy of happiness, joy, prosperity, and strength, and that's what you want to radiate. So you're radiating energy. All of us, wherever we go, we're radiating energy, and it's either high vibration or it's low vibration energy. And depending upon the energy that we radiate is what we're going to get back. So most people, if they're not energetically aware, tend to radiate low vibration energy. Why is this happening to me? Why am I stuck? Oh, I'm frustrated. When are things going to get better? You hear the tone in my voice a lot. And that's a frequency. That's a vibration, and it's a low vibration energy. It's a whine. Whereas when I put myself in happiness, joy, peace, blessings, abundance, prosperity, yes, you can hear that. That's a vibration too. That's an energy that I'm projecting out. And I know, and you'll know based upon studying how the energies work, of what's best for you to put yourself out there. But at least I tell you what, don't leave the house. Don't walk out the front door until you're in a high vibration energy field so that you'll attract more high vibration energy. Has this ever happened to you? You get up on the wrong side of the bed and you go, oh, and then you're in a rush and you run out the door and you go, oh, it's going to be one of those days. And sure enough, Do you think it's going to be one of those days? What are you attracting? Low vibration energy. What does low vibration energy bring more of? Low vibration energy. So you're right. You got up on the. It was one of those days. Well, that's an energy that you always are in control of, but you don't realize you're in control because no one ever taught you how to control the energies. So I notice when I wake up, and this is an important time to change your energy when you start your day. I want to make sure that I've released any anxiety, any worry, any stress. I don't let any thoughts run through my head that are low vibration energy. And the way I do that is I have a number of methods that clean and clear and dissolve low vibration energy. A lot has to do with breathing. A lot has to do with different pressure points. Some has to do with visualization, some self-talk, etc. But they're methods to learn how to do this. And when it'll change your life when you walk out of the house in high vibration energy and notice how people respond to you. Because, Lamont, our energy, we have an energy field that goes out from us. And our energy gets to where we're going before we get there. So people, depending upon our energy, are already going to respond to us based upon the energy that we're projecting. So you've seen that. You know, when you meet someone, if they're happy and they're giving you a smile, you feel good energy, you want to spend more time with them. If you meet somebody who's in a low vibration energy, grumpy, complaining, whining, it's a low vibration energy, and you want to get away from it as soon as possible. So this is how powerful this is, and energy runs everything that we do. You name it, you're dealing with energy. So this should have been taught to us in grade school along with mathematics and science, the ability to understand our energies and to be able to know how to run them. You know, we were never taught how to deal with frustration or rejection or grief or losing people. Right? We never learned how to do that. I don't think the teachers knew how to teach us because I don't think they even knew what they were dealing with. Exactly. They had no idea. No one's taught this, and this is a real breakthrough, I believe. It's a new paradigm, a new breakthrough in the personal development, human development, high performance category. I have students who are executives, CEOs, actors, musicians, sports people. Anybody who's looking for the winning edge in performance to be the best they can be must study energy awareness training, because this gives you the hidden edge over people who don't, because you're able to see energetic patterns that are invisible. So what I train you how to do is to see energy patterns that are invisible that most people can't see, but you know how to spot them because you can see what they produce and you can see the energy that they're moving in. Again, I repeat, all energy has a power, a purpose, a direction, a frequency, and it gives you off information. So I don't know if you remember when we were kids, Sherlock Holmes. Remember Sherlock Holmes, the old Sherlock Holmes movies? You know, he used to be amazing because he would be able to deduct things. Oh, well, I saw this, and because of that, I see this, and because I see this, I'm able to get this. And Dr. Watson would go, "You amaze me, Holmes. How do you see that?" Well, he was able to read energy patterns, and he was able to understand and deduce by noticing how the energies work, where they were going. So imagine being able to foretell the future. This is one of the biggest gifts of studying energy awareness training. You're able to know the future of an energy based on where it's going. Because when you understand that it has a direction and a frequency and it gives you information, it's going somewhere. It's either going where you want it to go or it's going where you don't want it to go. And most people can't see that. That's why they make mistakes. But when you're energetically aware, you can know where an energy is going before you get involved with it. That's what we talked about that earlier. Whether it's in a relationship, hey, is this person good for you? Wouldn't it be good for you to know that before you get involved? How about taking a job? Wouldn't it be good to know if that job's good for you before you take it? How about an investment? Wouldn't it be good for you to know if that investment is going to work out before you put your money down? You better believe it. And that's the power of energy awareness training.
So, Glenn, here's one. Would an individual, before the energy training, know how, or should I say, is there exercise that you could tell our listeners that they could do in the morning before they leave out of the house to check their energy?
Sure. First of all, when you wake up in the morning, just notice that there's a process in your head that's already feeding you thoughts. It's not like you consciously, okay, now I'm going to start thinking now. No, there's already a process, or there's always, I call it the little man and the little woman in your head. I call it the verbal terrorist. I used to when I wake up in the morning, I'd be up for 3 seconds. I go, okay, I'm awake. And then the voice would start going, yeah, but I hope this doesn't happen. Oh my gosh, I hope that doesn't happen. Oh, what if you don't get this done? Or what if that happens? It's like gloom and doom, and I'm not even awake for more than 5 minutes. Well, the first thing you can do, I think everybody realizes that. So when you wake up, the first thing is, when you would put your feet on the floor and you're in the bed, is to take an internal check. Like you can do that right now. Let's just take a moment. Everybody close your eyes who's listening to me, but if you're driving, don't close your eyes, or you're operating any machines, don't close your eyes. But if you're home or you're in a safe place, just close your eyes for a minute and go into your internal space. Okay, close your eyes and just listen, observe. You notice there's a lot of thinking going on in there. How about, is there any discomfort? Maybe you're dealing with some kind of discomfort, shoulder pain or neck pain, or are you worried about what's going to happen tomorrow? Maybe your boss wants to see you first thing in the morning, and you're worried. What does he want? So if you just, I'm going to give you 10 seconds and just have you take a look around. Okay, here we go. Begin. Okay, so if you notice, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of confusion. There's all these energies bouncing off of you. There's thoughts going on. There's emotions going on. That we have roughly between 30 and 50,000 thoughts a day, and not all of those thoughts are our friends. Some of those thoughts come from a low vibration energy frequency. So anytime we get thoughts of, oh, it's not going to work out, or I'm not worthy, or life sucks, or this isn't one, that's not you. That's the machine or the voice in your head that's trying to pull you into a low vibration energy vibe. Why? Because that's its job. The high vibration energy is here to lift you up. The low vibration energy is here to take you down, or to block you going into high vibrational energy. So the first thing I tell people is, don't believe everything you think, because all of those thoughts aren't yours. I remember when I was at the top of a skyscraper, a friend of mine's apartment in Manhattan. It was on the 68th floor, and we went out to the terrace, and I was like, wow, really high up there, and I'm looking over there, and I'm holding on to the railing, and all of a sudden I hear a voice in my head that says, "Jump!" Just jump!
Ow! You can fly.
Jump! What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
I said, that's not my thought. That's not me. I wouldn't have. I go, where is that coming from? I said, wow. Somebody or something or somewhere can plant their agenda in my thinking and try to get me to be down or to hurt myself or to jump off. Holy smokes. And that's one of the ways I became aware of how these energies work. And their energy, again, I repeat, there's energies that want to build you up and help you and guide you to have a great life. And there are energies that want to block that and ultimately want to take you down and destroy you if you can. And that's a real eye-opener, because you're aware that there's a lot going on here that you weren't recognizing before. And you think that your thoughts, that all your thoughts are your own, and they're not. I'm here to tell you. But when you become energetically aware, you recognize the thoughts create feelings. The feelings create emotions. The emotions create behaviors, and the behaviors ultimately create your life. And what's going to manage those thoughts is what vibration that you're in, either in a high vibration or a low vibration energy. So when you get the energy scan, that was what I recommend people do, to recognize there's a lot going on inside you that you're not aware of. And it's what you're not aware of that's going to control you. Remember I said that it's what we don't see that controls us. So this is a big eye-opener, and it's like having X-ray vision to be able to see parts of life that you can't see without being energetically aware. And I'm so pumped because I help so many people. I've helped myself, and I help people all around the world now free themselves from their anxiety, from their stress, from their fears, and from historical stuff that comes from our parents. You know, not everybody had a mother that was loving and sweet. So, you know, some of us had mother challenges, and if you had a good one, great. But a lot of people are still processing stuff that mom did, or dad did, or both of them, etc., that caused a lot of pain and caused a lot of hurt. And you're not going to live a truly happy life until you make peace with that and dissolve that energy. And I've been talking a lot about. I did another 2 classes earlier teaching people about dissolving the energies that our parents install in us, about their beliefs, about their way of life, and etc. I know, for my mom, you know, she meant well and was a good mom, but she had some beliefs about the world, that the world was an unsafe place and that people were out to get you, and you better be safe. And she taught me fear, how to go out in the world and be fearful. Well, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to go too far if you think everybody's out to get you. So that's a belief and an energy that I had to dissolve and remake. And we all have dozens, maybe even hundreds of those little things inside our energy field or our energy body that are influencing us. So the sooner we start releasing and being aware of those and processing them, the happier we're going to be. And that's what I do every day in my work, online and in person, is help people dissolve all that junk they've been carrying around for years and live a new life, live the life of their dreams. And it's possible. I'm here to tell you. Keep believing, because you can achieve that. It's possible if you know how.
How long a process is this, Glenn, to turn this around? And also a double one here, how do you stop yourself from procrastinating? Because I know in this country that's a major issue as well.
It is indeed. Well, when I teach people, they start noticing dramatic results within 30 days. Some people within a couple of weeks, when you start becoming energetically aware. It's like, you know, it's like walking into a dark room and you can't see anything, and you've been used to fumbling around, and all of a sudden somebody turns on the lights. You know, how fast are you going to improve? You know, pretty much instantly, because you're able to see things now that you couldn't see before, which gives you information and guards you against the energies that would try to disrupt you. So the answer to your question is anywhere from immediately to fast or rapidly. And procrastination, by the way, it's an energy. You notice there's an energy of happiness, there's an energy of action, there's an energy of achievement, and there's also an energy of procrastination. And procrastination is what I call the low vibration energy, in that what it does is it wants to put off dealing with something. And when you resist what's happening right now, it's going to lead you into a place of dysfunction. So if I know, for example, I know I gotta get my car tuned up, you know, and I got to do it. I keep putting it off, but I know I got to do it, but I keep putting it off. Well, guess what? By putting that thing off, that puts me in a low vibration energy vibe. It makes me, you know, not want to take action or resist it. So what's that low? You've learned, Lamont. What does low vibration energy bring you more of?
The same.
That's right. So I don't tune up my car, and then one day, bingo, the thing doesn't run, and it's totaled, and I got to get a new car. Whereas if only I hadn't procrastinated, I could have prevented that. Well, all of us are dealing with that. And once you break through that low vibration energy, which is procrastination is, you get fully present in living your life right here, right now, not in the past, not reacting to what somebody did to you or your hard childhood, and you're not living in the future either, being afraid of what could happen or playing horror movies of the future. You're right here, right now, and you're what I call response able, to be able to deal with what you need to do immediately and on purpose, and feeling the high vibration energy of getting it done. See, procrastination, low vibration energy, achievement and completion, high vibration energy. So you notice how good you feel when you complete a task, when you do what you say you're going to do, when you have a project that takes time, effort, money, focus, and persistence, and you have two energies. One energy is trying to keep you from doing it, and the other energy is trying to have you succeed. And when you succeed, that's high vibration energy, and you feel great. Well, imagine feeling that way all the time or every day. And that's the goal and the function of energy awareness training.
Here's one for you, Glenn. I'm gonna throw myself underneath the bus. My issue is I'm the opposite of procrastinating. I go the other way. When I want something done, I want it done now. When I go after doing something, I go after completion. When I start for completion. And dealing with people in business, sometimes you come upon people that are chronic procrastinators. So what I need to know is how to direct that energy from that point.
Well, see, this is important. This is exactly what I do. So let's say that you're in business and you're successful. You like to get things, you like to keep things moving, and then you meet someone and they may want to do business with you in some capacity, and yet you start to noticing procrastination. They're putting it off. There's no follow through. Well, that's an example of being able to read energies. So when I have somebody who says they're going to do something and they don't do it, or they keep putting it off, that's low vibration energy. And I know low vibration energy brings you more what?
Low vibration energy.
That's right. So that's telling me, hey, maybe I don't want to do business with this person, or maybe I don't want to invest in this person. What it is giving me a red light to see that there's going to be some challenges or there's going to be some obstacles along the way. You know, it's the same thing like with dating. You know, you go out with someone and a couple of times and they're nice, and then you go out with them and they start yelling at the waiter and throwing stuff, or they're rude to people and stuff. Hey, that's an energy that's telling you something. You're getting some low vibration energy there, and you better wise up, because you know where that low vibration energy came from. There's more there. So this is an example. I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah, there's more there, and it's coming your way unless you deflect it. So much of our lives, you know, are stepping into booby traps or stepping into quicksand and trying to get out, right, of our life's troubles. Well, when you're energetically aware, you can see the quicksand before you get there. You can see the booby trap before you step in it. And that's the lesson that it gives you. So right away, if you're dealing with people who are exhibiting that and not following through, that's a caution to tell you, hey, this person might not be the one I want to do business with, or this person could be potential trouble. Watch out. And an ounce of prevention is worth 10 pounds of cure, right?
Right. So in your journey, Glenn, with your firewalking and sweat lodges and stuff, would you say it took all of those different trainings and different philosophies to bring you where you are today?
I would say you're absolutely right. I learned what works and I learned what didn't work. And I was fortunate to have a few teachers. One teacher taught me about the energy worlds, how there are multiple dimensions of reality that we're dealing with here. Without sounding too esoteric, you know, science agrees that we pretty much live in a three-dimensional world of what we can see, feel, and see, hear, and feel in our capacities. But science also says that there's as many as 10 to 11 or more dimensions of reality. So what that means is that there's more going on than meets the eye. So if you're stuck in 3 dimensions and there's as many as 10 or 12 dimensions, you're only seeing 20 to 30% of what's going on. And that's why we make mistakes, because we only see a portion. When you become energetically aware and energetically trained, you're able to see, 4, 5, 6, 7 dimensions. You're able to get more information and understand how the higher dimensions work. So, for example, when you get to that place where if only I had known then, if only I had known then what I know now, I would have made a different decision. Well, that information was available to you back then. It's just that you weren't able to access that based upon the lack of energy training. But when you're energetically trained, you can see more than 3 or 4 dimensions. You can move into, you get more information, you get more insight, and in other words, that enables you to make an informed decision. I mean, just think if you were 20, 30% more energetically aware, you could see people's motivations, or you could see the energies behind investments or jobs. I mean, that's priceless, the ability to know where that's going. I mean, heck, wouldn't it have been great to know what was going to happen to the Titanic before you got on the ship, right? Wouldn't that have been a good thing to do? I mean, that's the analogy that I'm giving you. And we all have Titanics in our life, God forbid, more, some that affect us more than others. And the key to it is that when you're connecting to these high vibration energy frequencies, they want to educate you, they want to support you, they want to put you in a realm of unlimited possibility. And that's where we want to be. The life's a wonderful adventure, new things happening, new people, new opportunities, new money, new love life, etc. And get away from the stuck, mundane, routine patterns that bring us to low vibration energy and don't keep us happy. So we have a choice here. And the modality is about teaching you exactly how to make those choices effectively, being energetically aware.
Once you become energetically aware, I guess the first thing we should do is fix ourselves and stop blaming other people for our situation.
Well, that's the first part of awakening. You see, most people in waking consciousness are just kind of sleepwalking. We go to work, we come home, we entertain ourselves, we barbecue on the weekends, and we start it again. And it's like a continuing pattern. And most people complain about it. They go, "Why is this happening to me? Why does my life suck? Why don't I have more money? Why don't I have the relationship I want? Why don't like that?" Well, remember what I said, light doesn't come to you, it comes from you. So the minute you start letting go of looking outside for the answer and recognize that all the answers and the pathways to your happiness start with your own internal energy, that's when you turn a corner and you awaken and you heal yourself. If you keep blaming the world for doing for bad luck, or your mom didn't do this for you, or you had an unhappy child, or whatever it is, it's going to turn you into bitter. And you're either going to be bitter or you're going to be better. Bitter is low vibration energy, which is going to bring more bitterness, and better is high vibration energy, which is going to bring you more betterness. So this is a revolution. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Glenn, I want to jump in right here. We're down to the last minute of the show, but I want you to tell people where they can come get your book, man, how they can get in contact with you.
Sure. Website, EnergyAwarenessSecrets.com. 3 words, EnergyAwarenessSecrets.com. I have my work is there. I have some very nominal starter courses for people who are interested in this work and want to know more. I'm on YouTube, Energy Awareness Training. I have videos on YouTube that describe more of what I'm doing. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram. So those are, I'm available, and I'm here to be of service. I'm here to help people. I want to start the revolution of energy awareness, the energy awareness revolution to help all people. So energyawareness.secrets.com.
And thank you so much, Glenn, for joining us. I enjoyed you, and I hope everybody learned a lot from what you presented today.
Thank you, Lamont. Thank you for having me on. God bless everyone. Happy Mother's Day.
Okay, same to you. The show will be available in its entirety in like 30 seconds worldwide. Please join us and listen to it from the beginning. And bless you. See you next week.